So I want to talk to you a little bit about a case of a client and show you the importance of knowing your values and what can happen if you don't. And so we work with a young entrepreneur, and she wanted to build a business. It was a training and consulting business for corporate. And so she's been working very hard with a business coach for over a year, implementing strategy, creating content, building authority. However, after a year, she still didn't get much traction, and she had made no sales. And she was just really, really stressed out, burning down, and starting to doubt about herself and question what's happening. And so she came to us quite emotional, teary. And we had a chat, and we said, the first thing we need to have a look is determine your values to see if there is any clash in what's happening in terms of what you want to create consciously, but what your behavior is demonstrating, or if there is any hidden agenda. And so we determine our values, and we find that the values are organized in a hierarchy from the most important, the top, to the bottom. And so the most important, the top ones, are the ones that really dictate your behavior on a daily basis. And so we identified that she had two values, really important. One was to build a business. The other one was to have a family, meaning having a family, having a kid, right? She was a young entrepreneur. And so although consciously she wanted to build a business, unconsciously she wanted to have a kid. And she saw unconsciously in her mind there was a clash between, if I build my business, I'm not going to be having the time necessary to have my family and have my kid. And so although she was putting a lot of work and effort in doing everything that the business coach was telling her to do, she was not attracting a result because she had a hidden agenda to first have her children. That was way more important to her, but she didn't really acknowledge that. So we did some work with her. We showed her how to align the two together so there was no conflict internally. And we also changed the strategy for her to grow her business, so she can have a bit more, less stress, less pressure, but finding a bit more flowy that fits in her values. And within a few weeks, what happened? She landed her first corporate client. Okay, she got a check, 5 figures. Then, a few weeks later, she got pregnant. And last month, she gave birth to a healthy baby. So she has a baby. She got a corporate gig. And she even had follow-up work from a corporate gig that when she's going to be ready after maternity leave. Before, none of that was happening because there was an internal conflict. Once we resolved the internal conflict, we were able to put strategies in place that for her were doable. And she was not compromising either one. And so that's the importance of values. In our hierarchy of values, sometimes we have inherent conflict. And if we don't resolve them, we're going to end up spending a lot of time, energy, effort, and drain ourselves because we haven't aligned everything together. So there is ways to align. So that's why values are important. If you're working very hard, but you're not getting the result, it suggests that there's something that is not aligned inside of you. It's not necessarily the strategy is bad. The strategy could be really good, but there's something that is misaligned. And it's important to look at that. That's why self-awareness is really important for entrepreneurs and anyone.